All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We had a fun week in Charlotte.
Oh, it was a great time.
We learned some stuff. I don't know if you got any of that in the thing that we learned.
One of the things we learned is it came out today. It's officially out today.
Which one?
Bubba Pollard.
Well, is the rest of it out? Or
it's mentioned, but it's not said.
But anyway, let's see. Let's thank our marketing partners. What we got here? Oh, we got just Toys for Tots, Jack.
Stocks for Tots.
Stocks for Tots.
December the 3rd at Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville, North Carolina. All the stars and racing people are going to be out for that. So it's going to be kind of a neat weekend.
Can you believe they asked Jack to come and sign autographs?
They asked you?
They asked
you. Didn't hold the gun to the no.
Nope. Adam, you working your way right off the damn self.
You're in the middle. Next, you're gonna be on this side.
Work my way down the line.
Then you're gonna be off the edge of the street.
That's exciting.
Shocker, isn't it?
I mean, that man, like, it's going.
You got a busy schedule, so I'm glad you said yes.
And we also, while we're on the subject of things going on this coming weekend, is Curtis Turner's 100th birthday. So at the Roanoke Transportation Museum, they're doing a 100th birthday party for Curtis Turner, in honor of Curtis Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret Turner is going to be there, and they're going to have a great big. They're going to have a lot of race cars, a lot of race car people going to be there. A moonshine truck.
Yeah. It's a neat place. The trains and stuff are there. We got to go do something with Curtis Turner. I forget, they were taking the car out or putting the car in. I can't remember.
Yeah, they had taken
or they were announcing the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
So, anyway, that'll be this coming weekend, and then in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna talk with Ronnie Thomas. We get him on there. They've got a thing going on with Richard and Kyle Petty, and we were invited to that to come down and be a part of that. He invited us down, but we'll talk to him and get the specifics on that in just a minute.
All right, we got to thank S&N Communications. They took care of us this weekend. We really appreciate Brian. The only downside is he did get us just one king bed.
But your ass slept on the rollaway bed in the living room. Don't you go anywhere with that. I see where you were heading. Don't go there.
I was gonna say staying warm wasn't a problem.
Not this time.
Y'all, this is Adam Wellbrock. It'll be his last appearance.
It's been nice knowing you.
I gotta think Fast Eddie's Barbecue. I see Tim Wilson. Man, they had a hell of a spread out there. Eddie hooked them up, didn't he?
He was down there in Victory Lane with them too.
Yeah,
hanging out.
Baked beans. Although Tim said they didn't have any. What the hell's it? Banana pudding.
Yeah, they didn't have no banana pudding, but they did have the other stuff. But and I take it he didn't have to go back and get stuff after he got here. So.
Well, I mean, he had all day. You know, if he forgets something, he could have went back. You know, no big deal. I think Papa John's, if you order online, use your Dotson 25 and get 25% off your Papa John's pizza in the Hampton Roads area. RDS Performance, old Skinnell, I guess they champion this weekend. I think almost every limited's got his setup in it, I think.
Just about. It sounds like it.
Will next year.
Yeah. Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates, and they are in.
I tried to set them up.
In Moyock.
Watson says no, they don't. Not everybody's got it.
Not I didn't say everybody. A lot of them do. There, I think there's two. I know there's two that ain't, but there is a lot of them that do. Don't start nothing, Brandy. She's always trying to start something.
Y'all leave her alone.
I can't leave Brandy.
Her boy got it done this weekend.
He did. Sat on the pole by a bit too.
Yeah.
And led the whole thing. I think Gator Graphics, Sammy Gator, Southampton Motor Speedway. Can't forget Mosquito Joe's. Oh, Robert. What's
Rumbles.
Rumbles. Yeah.
See, you don't even know the man's name.
I just know it's Robert.
Yeah.
And I know he's
Yeah.
I know he's Mosquito Joe now, so this time I won't ignore him at the banquet. Although I probably will just to be funny. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Jack and mine's drink of choice. Walter Pressure Washing Solutions. Oh, Hunter, you think Hunter? Turn 2 Synthetics. Yeah, Safety Clean and Performance Plus Motor Oil. Langley Speedway for allowing us to do the show here. Oh, Bill, Chuck, and Terry. Bonded Brothers Distillery. MPM Marketing. Black Acid Racing Imperial. Got Slinger Speed Company if you want a local t-shirt company. Hit old Tim Brown up. Factory Canopies. We need to take that Fluid Logic off because there's no more with them for right now.
I heard that night. So.
But we got Factory Canopies and what's the other Airlock?
The airlock.
Airlock that should be getting pushed out here real soon. I know the molds and stuff are done. VA 811, Call Before You Dig, and GAC, Great American Company. Appreciate those guys have been with us for a long time, and Todd's been with us for a good while here.
Yeah.
Really.
And Todd, we had a lot of fun up there with Todd. And,
Man, is there anybody that Todd doesn't know?
I don't think so.
I mean, almost every time we go, we meet somebody new, some other sort of celebrity-ish, you know. And some of the stories we didn't end up going back on Sunday, but hopefully I'll run into Todd at Phoenix. I think we're going to go to Phoenix and for the final race, so that'll be fun. So yeah,
Scott's going to the final race.
yeah. Well, I'll be in Vegas up till that Friday, so we decided that we're going to either drive down or fly down to Phoenix. But don't be hating. I mean, y'all gonna do Martinsville, and then I'm gonna take over at Phoenix. It's only fair.
The even's out.
Whatever.
I do care.
All right, we got some news for
Get
this
your
week.
plane day. I do have an extra SEMA pass.
In the Cup Series, Kyle Larson got the win at Charlotte on the Roval.
Man, and he put a clinic on, really.
Yeah, he did. It was.
I mean, I thought SVG was going to be the guy because he sat on the pole and led the first few laps, and then I'm not sure what happened to their progression. He fell back to like fifth, and then he got into it with somebody. I forget.
77 turned him.
Yeah, that's right. It just never could. I thought on the last stop though, he wasn't too far back, and I thought he was going to make his way up, but just never happened.
The Xfinity race was kind of exciting. Kind of exciting for us to sit up there and think one guy won the race and he didn't. He missed it by 3 feet.
I know, because of our other buddy. I don't know how he got into all we did was seen the car in the tire barrier there.
Yeah. Well, he said he can't understand why everybody's griping at him. He couldn't help it. He buried that car in that fence.
About as far as you could go. About as far as you could
He said,
go.
I don't know what they're griping to me, but I did something intentional. I didn't do it. The Winchester 400, Cole Butcher got the win in that race. That was a big race up there for them. Down at Florence, the only thing they had was a limited late model race down there. Matt Cox won. Orange County had 3 50-lap late model races. Caden Ballas got the first win, and Camden Gully got the next 2 wins. So they did 3 races. It was the first time I'd ever heard of 3 50-lap feature races. But anyway, Sobo, they had the Smart Mods. Burt Myers got the win. In the Star Super Stock Series, Jeff Melton got the win down there. Up at Dominion, in the late models, Landon Pimpleton got the win and the championship up at Dominion. Down at Tri-County, the Cars Tour, Connor Jones won the late model race. That was a pretty wild race too.
It was shocking to see how many guys were running out of gas.
Yeah.
I know we weren't too far from there, but it was too far for us to go after the Xfinity race. Me and Jack actually ended up sitting in the parking lot in the car watching the rest of the Cars Tour race. And I didn't know who was going to win at the end. I mean, we started watching. I thought Connor was going to be in trouble there. That wrecked pretty bad. I can't believe that they got it back good enough
to finish it up. I mean, that's amazing.
To finish it up, and then got lucky with a bunch of guys running out of gas, wrecking, and ended up with it could have been a much worse points night for him. I mean, he could have lost the lead, but still maintain what a 8-point lead, I think it is.
8-point lead.
Going into, which still the pressure's on. I mean, going into Wilkesboro where Butterbean has dominated, has done really well. So, I mean, he's got to at least run top 5 to secure something there.
In the Pro Late Models Cars Tour race down at Tri-County, Caden Honeycutt got the win. Again, more controversy down there. Well, that race too, a lot of people thought that Tristan McKee had gotten the win, or somebody like, I think it was Tristan McKee got the win, but that didn't happen. Down at Thompson Speedway in Connecticut, Justin Bonsignor got the win in the modifieds up there. And now we're going to do the Langley Speedway.
Did you announce the Bubba Pollard thing?
Not yet. I'm coming back to that.
Okay.
We're going to do our pit road roundup with
My friend.
the last day for.
Yeah, this is the last one, isn't it? Well, there'll be one Halloween, but yeah, one of the last ones already. My goodness. Bandos, Bryce Nichols got his first championship. He won race number 5 of the season. The Hornet won it. Our buddy Bryson.
Yeah,
Man, he's done well everywhere he's gone, right? I mean,
and the 54
Got booted.
got booted back to, and he got disqualified, so he went to the back and moved everybody up a spot. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That he
that
he got
DQ'd.
not that they got DQ, but everybody got moved up one, and it helped with some point situations too.
Yeah. In the U cars, Jason Auckland won in the Jesse Jones car, and Christian Keller got his 3rd title. He won, I think, 5 times this year. Legends, Mason Weekly got his first win. How about that, man?
How cool was that? I didn't
He
see
put a
that.
whooping on those
Did
boys,
he?
man. He started on the pole and led the whole race.
He has been fast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, early in the season, I talked to his dad when Cody won, and you could tell he was better than Cody. And he's like, I was just kind of holding him back, and I didn't want to mess anything up. He's got to earn it. And I'm like, I don't know if I could have done it. I'd have drove it all in there. But man, how cool! Very young and really good people. I mean, they're raced karts, I think, for a few years here.
That's the definition of father and son having fun racing.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And Cody got the championship.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So it was a good night all around for those boys. Tim Wilson got his 6th win of the year and another title. I think that's his 3rd Grand Stock title.
At least.
At least, yeah. He's been lights out. Limited late models, Jacob Derrick got his 2nd win of the year, and his good buddy Aiden got his first career championship here at Langley.
I know that was a big deal.
Yeah.
I liked how they put the cars down there and did the pictures together and everything. I thought
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Thing to each other.
And they were half a car length apart at the line,
Is that right?
racing for the win, yeah. So it was fun to watch those boys go at it. And he was emotional. I've never seen Aiden emotional before, but I got to him down there.
Well, you could tell when we had him here the other week that he was nervous. I mean, you know, he was nervous about the race. He was nervous about that. It wasn't his typical, very confident, cocky-ish
He was
personality.
definitely more quiet than I remember.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He was very quiet.
So you could tell he'd been thinking about it.
For sure.
And he ran the late model race. I think he was 5th or 6th.
Yeah, had qualified well in it, and he's running. I mean, he impressed me in the Hampton Heat in that race.
Yeah.
And our buddy Greg Edwards got his 7th title.
So we have two 7-time champions now with Phil and
Yeah,
Greg. That's
it was
pretty
pretty neat to see Amy post it. You know, him and Phil in Victory Lane taking a picture together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, well, I guess really passing the torch because I guess this is Greg's last race, or
His last full-time year, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
He posted it on Facebook. I just learned a couple of weeks ago, too. Apparently, he posted it at the beginning of the year. So, yeah, sad to see him go, but he'll still be around. They got a full squad over there, you know, with Donovan. And,
Yeah, and then he also got the word.
Hall of Fame.
He's going
yeah,
to the
our
Hall-
buddy Ryan was down there. He came to the racetrack and presented it to him, or his crew chief Phil did. But it was Ryan's idea to do it at Victory Lane, and we surprised him.
Mhm.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
yeah, we knew that was coming, and
Yeah, we had heard that before, so that was a good thing.
and how cool because his brother is the only other local guy. so far that's been inducted into the Hall of Fame that I know of. Besides Ricky Rudd.
And Danny could do it next year. I mean, get that 7th title.
Yeah.
Very
I
possible.
could see it next year.
You can see that happen.
I mean, he's got to step up a little bit. He wasn't that good this year, but you can never count those guys out.
No.
I mean, never.
All right, for the rest of the news, it was announced today that Bubba Pollard is going to be in Martinsville in the Xfinity car for Sam Hunt Racing. We kind of got wind of that while we were down in Charlotte, and that it was coming, and it came out today. And this is not official, but it looks to be getting to be official. He will do 20 races next year with Sam Hunt Racing in the Xfinity Series. So he's going to be doing some Xfinity racing next year.
We don't know. Do we know that it's going to be with Sam Hunt?
Maybe a mix.
The word is Sam Hunt.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that from
Yes.
this announcement.
Yeah.
But
That's a lot of races.
So you try to make me say it out loud that I know that, but I mean.
Well, we don't know that. We didn't hear it from Bubba Pollard, but we heard it from some other people.
The 48 got disqualified in the Cup Series race this past week for being too light when they got weighed.
I would love to know what his weight was.
17.5 pounds less than what it was supposed to be.
Okay, well, they give you a 17-pound buffer.
They said they overshot it or something.
Yeah, they shot it.
Gordon, they overestimated.
So it was 17.5 pounds from normal weight?
But the thing about
Or was it-
this is when they went and filled it up with gas and purged the system and everything, put water in it and everything. They were still 17 pounds below. They were way below before they did all that. That is what I heard today.
They're not appealing.
They're not appealing, so they know something. I mean, somebody knows something.
Well, they all push the issue, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's like Jeff Gordon says, if you don't push the issue, don't get as close as you can. But we kind of overstepped. So he's already admitting they overstepped the boundary.
you mean they did it on purpose?
They wouldn't do
Well,
that.
there is video of him hitting the curb and something falling off. So I don't think that's 17 pounds.
No, I was getting ready to say, if something fell off that car at 17 pounds, somebody would have picked it up somewhere along the way.
Well, I mean, it could have got flung somewhere, but even then, that's not going to let you out of this because the rule is, and most any race car driver will tell you, if you lose weight on the car, that's a big no-no. I mean, that's huge fines. That's going to be a worse penalty than
Well,
just being light.
four race suspension for the crew chief.
For lead.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
it's
rest of
a
the year.
right.
Serious.
So it's a serious thing. So even if that did happen, it'd probably be just as easy just to take this penalty and go home.
It's going to happen. They're going to get penalized. So it didn't come out today, but it will be coming soon, I'm sure. So anyway, so that's that. Zane Smith signed his new contract for his new cup ride for this year. He's going to go over to Front Row Motorsports and join Todd Gilliland over there. And how about the news that came out early this morning about an engineer at JGR getting some information and selling it to another team?
Something going on forever.
But he got caught.
I'd like to know how he got caught. And then this is going to be, I will be shocked that if Gibbs don't file a lawsuit against him. They can't file against the other team. I mean, they said the other team is not in the playoffs, and I don't know what people say what NASCAR is going to do about it. I don't know what NASCAR has to do about it. They're contractors, right? So, I mean, they have no say in what they do privately or whatever. So, I mean, I don't see how NASCAR has a hand in it, in my view.
I don't know either.
They said they're aware.
Actions detrimental to stock car racing.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
everything can fall under that.
Yeah.
But I don't see how you can say that when you say, well, it makes the cars faster together, because that's what they want. They don't mind you winning, but they only want you to win by this much.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what all turns out with that, because it's a lot. From what I understand, it is a hot topic down there in Charlotte.
Well,
So-
it's not like it was before, right? So, I mean, everybody had their own cars, their own chassis, their own uppers, spindles, lowers, whatever. You could tell somebody, but that might not work in their car. Well, now everybody's got the same thing.
And I was listening to Sirius coming down here, and this is kind
It's hard
of
to say, but we should call Ryan and be like, Ryan, did you pay that guy? Y'all did just win. Did y'all pay that guy?
But I mean, I'm listening to series coming down the road, and guy asked a question. He said, "Well, when an engineer leaves a team and goes to a new team, don't he take that information with him?" And Dave Moody said the right thing. He's in his head, he can't take nothing else with him.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is actually something that got transferred for money.
Well, he was still we're working with
Right.
the team.
And he's still working.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, he may not be today, but I'm saying he's
Right.
still.
He's under contract through the end of the year. He's in a negotiation year.
So
And I think he was probably trying to find another job.
yeah,
You know.
and I think he's gonna have to find one now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it. All right, let's bring our first guest on here tonight. He is the super truck champion here at Langley Speedway in the miles of seamless gutter super truck.
The only winner since September or August.
Yeah, won 4 in a row.
4 flukes in a row, isn't it? How about that?
It's a lot.
You move in, I'm gonna move in here beside you. You come on over here and have my seat.
Well, I never thought, and I've always liked Chris. We've known each other for a long time. I know I'm not kind of the old guy in the group, even Matt. These were kids, really. We were arena racing.
I'm getting old, man.
Both of you are.
I'll be 34 in December.
That's crazy.
I was like
How old were you when you were flagging in arena racing?
13 or 14.
Showing Scott's age a little bit.
Well, I don't think I was racing it well. I don't think I was quite arena racing then. When we went to Richmond was when I started arena racing. But
You ran a couple of years.
well, when they came back
Okay.
a couple of times there. But
I quit during the Richmond.
did you?
Yeah. Oh, I was 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, it was you'd had to been. It was about 10,
Because
15
I was
years
driving
ago.
myself. My dad didn't come to Richmond. I was driving myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I owe Dave Millard a big one at arena in Hampton one night. I didn't have any brakes. I guess I could let this go now. and Ray Charles, because he didn't have any brakes, well, they stopped me. You know how they did. And Dave come over there and pulled the car, act like he was pulling it. He's like, "No, he's good. He's got brakes. Good. Let me go." Then he was like, "Dave, you owe Dave something." I'm like, "I know." I'm like, "I hope they're like." He's like, "Fucking Ray Charles. Everybody knew you didn't have no brakes."
Scott hits everything.
I was running up against the wall. I mean, I had like 0 brakes. But I never thought then, looking at you then, which I don't even know if you raced then or not. I didn't know you were enough to see you now, win 4 truck races in a row and win a championship.
We just quietly hung out in the top 5. And then we got into that wreck with Potter.
Okay.
And that prompted us to put the truck on the frame machine. I had it in the body shop, so I said, why not? Paul Maxon came over with his trim gauge, measured it. We found out the front clip was 6 inches over to the right.
6 inches.
And it was not from that wreck. Somebody just told my owner of that truck. Like, it was legitimate. I'm not embellishing.
How many? Everybody I told you, like Paul came over, or Paul put it on the crane. Even our go karts, right? I mean, Paul was
Yeah. So we got Paul to pull it, but then we had to reset the whole truck up. Mind you, it's the middle of the season. So I got 2 bars to deal with. Johnson's got his legend, and then Jerry came on board and he reset the truck up for us. I ran him to eat night. I made a mistake that cost the squad that night. But then I told him what the truck needed. Came back to that race and won. So his second race, crew chiefing for the truck week.
Now, where did he come from? I don't know. I recognize him. I've seen him
He was
around.
my Crew's crew chief back in my crew's heyday.
Okay.
He raced modifieds himself.
Okay.
Some old modified guys up in Richmond. Him and Ed are friends.
Okay.
He's built careers for people out here and just quietly in the background.
Gotcha.
He actually advised Hunter's crew chief a little bit on setup.
Oh, okay.
So there's a whole intermingled web there with us.
Yeah, I see. Well, that's good, right?
Yeah.
I learned it fairly well.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And his crew chief was in the lane with us. Hunter's Curly was.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to come down.
Yeah,
before
yeah,
that. I left up here with about 5 laps left in the race, and I got down here. I said, if I walk down here and something happens and you don't win this race,
I didn't walk all this for nothing.
Me and Jonathan already had the conversation that if Bill touched us, we were going to let him go. Just because it's not worth it.
Yeah. Well, there was a few times he was sounding like hell.
Yeah. But he was definitely faster. He definitely had the faster truck, but we were smoother. when you sit down and look at lap times, he would run an 18.9 and a 19.3, and 18.9 and a 19.3, and I'm just 19.0.
Oh, he was way overdriving.
Yeah.
He would drive it. He would send it on in there. I talked to him a little bit after the racing. I think he told me he went over and congratulated you. He was like, man, you drive a heck of a race. I was like, man, there's a few times I thought you were going to have it.
That's the great thing about the truck class, is because their track position is everything. If you slip, there's so many people out there to give it 100%. Chris McAvoy, the 3 truck, if you put him on the outside, he's going to drive the wheels off that truck. He's not going to win. He doesn't care if he's dead nuts sideways in the north corner. He's not listening. Same thing with Wesley, as you guys see. He's going to drive it.
Wesley's going to come in that truck.
Yeah. He's not a super street.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Yeah, especially
Another one that from arena racing, they were from up in Richmond, and we used to see him and his dad every week come through the pits and just wanted to get involved.
that race that
I mean,
caught
Wesley
me,
won this big deal.
that race he caught me, he was so slow in practice that I had just had written him off. He wasn't even in my head. So when my spotter said that, I think Chase went into the Hornet's Nest and Wesley and the 00 truck was down, I was like, oh, okay. So this doesn't really matter. I just kind of roll out of it. And then it's like, oh, hey, he's on the pushing us. Oh, crap, we better go. But the greatest thing about the truck class is anything can happen. You never know. We're either going to run green for 25 laps or it's going to be chaos.
Mm-hmm.
The racing in the truck is the best class at my point. The rules haven't changed in 20 years. The lap times are the same times that we were running back when I was racing in 2008, 2009. Like everything is the same, except for the bodies.
I think it had the most winners this year.
Hmm?
I think it had the most winners this year.
Yeah.
Six winners.
Oh, well.
It's I mean, even when you look at our times, it's pretty easy. Like me and Bill Wallace were in a half of a tenth of a second for the pole.
Mm.
And then there's 2/10 from first to fifth.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. So what was like the first win? What was going through your mind through that race?
My brother was stopping. I mean, he's watching. I didn't 100% trust him, so I was like, it's his second year here in racing. Jonathan couldn't make it. So we were sitting back on the back stretch during that red flag where Jason blew up. And I'm just trying to relax and shut my mind off and not be overexcited. And it's just dead quiet. He comes over the radio and he goes, so I'm in the lead. He goes, so what do I tell you on this restart? Nothing, man. Just let me know when my nose gets to the line. I don't know. I was waiting for something to fall apart. Just waiting for the bad luck to happen. And it did happen because the last caution came out. I broke the throttle return spring going into turn 1 because Wallace was chasing me. I was giving everything that I could. I felt the spring pop. I got 2 on the pedal, but the main one broke. So I have a hook on the pedal, but I felt it right when the caution came out. So now I'm sitting here running 50 caution laps, trying to ask myself, all right, so can we do this? Can I pull the pedal back up to 5
You got a
laps?
rod or was it a cable?
I got a rod. Okay.
So it would pull it off.
Yeah. But the hook was too high, so I had to pick my foot up off the floor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just waiting for a tire to fall off or something bad to happen. Hell, the last race, we dumped apparently like 1.5 quarts of oil in Victory Lane after the race.
Yeah. That's something. Yeah.
It did what it needed to do.
Yeah, I don't think there was many people. I think we've all seen you grow up in the sport, and you're definitely one of the guys that. I mean, how many times do we see Chris post at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday night that he's putting the motor in or whatever, and then you're out here on Sundays with a kart club.
We didn't have to change any engines this year. We changed one motor because we wanted to, but we did not have to. I changed the transmission in my car. I found out that was broken all year long at the last race. Jerry has been trying to help with the car. He's kind of came earlier and looked at it. He said, "Why don't you pull the plug on your transmission?" And I was like, "That's not the transmission. I've never replaced a transmission in my racing career." And I pulled the drain plug out and just all metal. And I pulled a chunk out that was like maybe 6 inches long. Yeah, it's gonna go quick with LJ in a little bit, but and then I actually bringing the car for championship was great because I could focus on that. Just go out and I'll be my. We don't have practice tires. All I've got is my race stuff. You know, we're small budget. Fixing the body on the truck was our budget. That was it. Which the weight savings helped us. The body didn't make the truck any faster. It's the fact that we're not 3,100 pounds anymore. We're actually on a competitive weight scale with everybody else. But So we run short practices, just not burn our tires up saving for the race. So we went out for first practice and the truck missed all the way around the racetrack. So came back in and I jumped right into the car. Mind you, I had dual duty. I got out of my car and got into the truck. And I actually ran decent in the car. I was hoping that was going to break Travis.
I was picking on Travis today. You know, when you win all the races, that's what happens.
I was going to win 2 races that night. Because I could see him, I just couldn't catch it. But changing the track.
Hadley tried.
Hadley tried. Travis had some choice words in victory lane too.
Well, they both did. They both mentioned Atlee's name.
But so we fixed that, but I was able to focus on the car and not think about the point situation. Everybody else was nervous on my team. I was calm, cool, and collected because we just had to win. We didn't bring a second place truck. So my guy Jerry worked very hard on that thing. He went over the entire thing, nose to tail in that 3-week break period. Anything that could break got replaced or serviced.
Yeah,
and it worked out because we didn't. Short of changing carburetor jets, we didn't have to touch the truck all day long.
So is it fair to say that your luck changed when you won the contest for the free sponsorship from Miles?
Yeah. Right. Because I'm still on the same Pro 6 engine. That's the biggest thing with the Pro 6 is I didn't miss any races this year. And since I've been racing that car, I haven't been a full season in the car. First year we broke a timing belt in qualifying, which was a twin night. So I missed 2. Last year I made it 1 in practice. Like slung 3 rods out the side of it coming off turn 2. So I missed that race. This year, I painted the car green to try and get rid of bad luck. We didn't blow up any motors. It's a win.
You got your nice green suit to go on with it.
Yeah, and having the Miles people come out too is great. They're a really great group of people.
Yeah.
Even Scott.
Even Scott. Nice. But I don't know. He did say he was flying back here for the championship race. So.
Yeah, I was going back.
About 5 we lost. I'm like, I wonder if Scott made it.
But he was really worried about you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know that is not true. So anyway, it's been a good thing for you to get when you won that and got everything together. It seems like it picked you up a little bit. You had a whole new attitude about things.
Jamie said he did a great job too.
Who's that?
Your brother, I'm assuming.
Jeannie, that's my brother.
Jeannie, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, she did a great job too. Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm going to say it now. When they came on to help me with the pit crew, the biggest thing is, what do we do on pit stop? Right? Like, what? So we practice in the garage. Like, okay, left side's flat, jack the car up, take your time, because as long as you're actually working on the car, the racetrack's going to give you time, a reasonable amount of time for you to change. So I got clipped by Lisa and had a right rear flat. So I'm calm, because I don't want to freak out because it's going to make everybody freak out. I come across the radio and say, hey, right rear's flat, and Jonathan's related to it. He's on the cross at the top. He's related to them, what to do and all that stuff. And I pull down pit road. My brother grabs the impact. He goes over to the passenger side. Hunter Waltrip and Brad were down there. We're on the passenger side. Jeannie starts jacking up the left side of the truck. And just calm as can be. Jonathan goes over the radio. Jeannie, wrong side.
We need to get her some glasses, baby.
Enthusiasm is there.
Right. Well, that's half the battle, right?
Yeah.
She jacked the car up.
Yeah, she jacked the car. She jacked the car up. She did a great job.
But she just couldn't see that tire had air in it.
Yeah.
Although the left sides are a little rough, right? I mean,
Yeah. And then in her defense, I messed up too. Hampton Heat Night. We had a pretty decently fast truck. We still had some work to do on the setup stuff. But going into turn, Bill Wallace missed the shift. And that kind of jammed me up. And I panicked a little bit. My champ car racing days, it's really hard to rally because I've been out here when we had 33 champ cars starting in the middle of the field, getting bounced up.
Some of the best times.
Yeah. But it's intense racing. Like when I got out of the car, my handshake. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
so that teaches you to be calm. So when I'm in a truck, you put pressure. Yeah, it's whatever. I've been in a go-kart flying around this place. But we went into turn 3 and we were 4 wide. And I 2-foot everything. That's what the Pro 6 car taught me is 1-foot braking.
Mm-hmm.
Where I get a lot of people because that'll move my right foot. I had moved my foot over from the clutch. I went into 3 and I drove it way in there and pushed the clutch in.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Drove in the door. Somebody
I heard the motor rev up, let out the clutch, caught sideways, and I was like, "Well, there goes the field." And I think we ran green that night. Bill Wallace won the race that night. I think he missed a shift on purpose.
I mean, for an old dude, he's on it.
Dude, I've been racing with Phil Wallace a long time. This was my 6th or 7th season in a truck total. Because we did 5 years and 2 years. I've driven the 57 for 2 years now. So, but we'll be back. We're going to try and do it again, 2 in a row. And try and do it in the car too. We got plans for that. That's going to the doctor. So if they can make the car drive half as good as the truck did, we'll have something for them.
Well, we're looking forward to next year. Everything looks good. So, you got any sponsors you want to thank other than?
Yeah, I've got Finer Homes. Obviously, was better. I always forget Harris Truck Shop.
Yeah.
Terry Harris is probably one of the greatest sponsors.
Yeah. I talked to him the other day. We're going to actually after your deal and we're going to have him on. So I just think it.
I mean, he's on pit road. He shakes our hand before qualifying. Like racing in wing champs, I'm used to that sponsor involvement. Because we had Ronnie Claiborne, we had Trip Anderson, and then we had ERA. They are always at the racetrack there for the events and all that stuff. Same thing with Harris Truck Shop. He comes down pit road qualifying every now and again, shakes all of our hands, tells us all good luck. He was in victory lane for the championship thing, and what he does for us at the bank with it.
Right. I mean, he does a lot, and he puts in a lot more than what is sort of asked of him.
Right. So it's great to have sponsors that want to be involved in that. And I always feel bad because I get in the truck and drive the tech and crap, I'm not good at this.
And then you do it winning in the truck. It takes a little time. You get there.
I told Jerry when he made it print out the switch panel. Finer Homes has done a lot to help us. They deal with the 22 late model out here, the other 22 car. They've been great to us. They picked up our tire bill all year long. And then notable sponsors on my car while you're out commercial cleaning services. Tony Specchio with Coastal Flooring, Miles with Seamless Gutter, JC Hayden, and of course I got to thank Black Acid. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, at least one of you guys.
Yeah, at least one of us got sued. I got mine. It's great. I felt bad for Riley. She should have got hers first.
You know, we've been feeling bad about Riley and never mind.
And that's one of the greatest kids that there is. I'm sure she's watching, but I've watched that kid come up and
For sure.
so I made Riley take a Victor Lane picture with me by herself.
Oh, did you?
Every time that I've won, except for the first one, because she wouldn't get my first Victor Lane picture. She was like, "Well, I didn't really do it." Every time that my motor's blowing up, I've had an issue. Hell, I took the car to tech one time, and Joe Ronnie walks over there and goes, "Hey, man, I'm here to help push your car." I was like, "No, man, we're fine." He's denying me it's not going to start back up, and it didn't start back up. But every time I've had a problem, they're always there to help me.
Yeah.
When I pull the pits to do my car change, they're actually, and I don't ask them to. I don't say nothing to them. They're in my pit waiting for me, helping me get my gloves on, make sure I put my belts on right, and everything's plugged in. So if anybody deserves, she does.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the greatest. Such a nice kid. Goes well in school. And another fan that comes from the kart club. That's family very involved in moving up and going to be limited next year.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. She's gonna get it. Riley's talented. She just got a band of Black Cloud. I'm glad she got it.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you coming out here. We appreciate, you giving Miles a lot of things to be happy about this year. 4 straight wins.
4 straight wins and a championship.
So,
And another top 5 in points.
We'll be having a Christmas party. You'll be invited when we set up a date, stuff like that. It's first couple of weeks in December.
If I have one of them put together, I'll bring it with me.
What's that?
On my horse.
Well, I mean, it's at the house.
Oh.
yeah, you ain't gotta bring it there to the house.
Bring a race car everywhere I appreciate you.
I mean, we appreciate it. Let it through. All right, let's get Matt Dale in here because I got a lot to talk to Matt Dale about. Come on in. Come on in. Yes, sir. I want to say I am proud of you.
Okay.
You did a great job. You did a great job this year driving that car. And
Go ahead, man. You said you had that?
yeah, and I'm telling you what, that was the fastest that car has been. I was impressed with the fact you knew which pedal to push.
I feel like he's talking to Scott.
I mean, when I saw that car running around the track, I said, man, if Scott was out there, he'd be already a lap down. in the same car.
Jumped up on him.
So, explain, how much stuff did you change on that car?
You want an honest answer? Well, not much.
Not much.
Not much.
So, in other words, the car was good.
Sorry. Yeah, the car.
The car was good. It's just, you know.
Well, I think we changed, like, we adjusted the track board, a couple rounds across, and then I think we changed something on the front end, like just maybe quarter inch or half an inch. Nothing really after that.
So basically what you're telling me when you say that, when you're saying all this is that the driver was the reason.
I didn't say all that.
I mean, that's what you're hitting. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest about it.
A monkey can hold the wheel.
And it
That's not, that's not.
actually, a monkey was holding the wheel before you got it.
That's not what I meant. What?
It was that was actually.
Job made the difference.
Yeah, I did wax it.
He took the wrap off.
Yeah.
Was that a bitch to do?
It wasn't as bad, I think, when
I would have thought it would.
it went bad. Just the torch warming up and then it comes right off.
I know you wanted to get everything that had anything to do with Scott. You wanted that off that car.
Oh, rat, what do you want? You know, I'm already fast.
Well, I'm just saying, but I'm saying the bad luck. It was in that car. You had to get everything that has anything to do with Scott. You had to get it off the car. And I mean, it's quite obvious. Once you got rid of it, you drove the hell out of it. There ain't no doubt about it.
I mean, you don't go out
I mean, let's be honest about it.
I mean, we didn't change much, but we took a wrap off.
The biggest thing that changed in that car was right here.
I don't know if it went up or down. I can tell you.
Oh, it went up. You don't sell yourself short. I mean, you knew what pedal to push. You were there. I
I
mean,
mean, I had a lot of rain around.
yeah. So some people have had a lot of laps around Langley too. And didn't do what you did.
Well, Matt's probably got more laps around here than I did.
Yeah. Go-karts, definitely.
But see, and then Scott, he finished 5th in a 4-car race here.
That's impressive.
He finished 5th and got driver of the week by doing that. Just because it was a race for him out there. But and
Yeah, that's top five. Top five.
the one before cars.
They didn't know that.
So anyway, I'm just glad you brought that car back out there and showed that it could win, and good people can drive a car. Maybe someday you sit down with Scott to ask him how. Talk to him about it.
No.
The pedals were a bad thing. It actually did start on the front row for one race.
Did it?
With Scott.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, I can't qualify. If you ever see me qualify on the front row, it's over.
Well, see,
Because I'm gonna be flying. Because I can't qualify to save my life.
well, Scott did. He qualified in first row, but by the time he got to turn 1, everybody was fine. But that's just the way it is. But so tell us, you got the car. Tell us all about how you got started.
Actually, Jody was the one who called me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to drive a Pro 6?" I said, "Sure." Whenever Robert fell his house or garage, picked the car up, pulled the wrap off. We didn't do much of the first race. We just kind of wanted to see where it was at. And then the second race, we kind of played with it. We didn't change. We still got the exact same parts on it as when Scott drove it. I think Landon drove last.
Yeah, but we put a new rear clip on it.
That's right.
And then I haven't driven it since Landon drove it the one race, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, I still got the exact same parts on it. We're kind of just tweaking small little things. And, we were clicking off 10th better every week, 2 tenths better every week. And then I got to the point where it was just like, I don't really know where to go with it. And we kind of got Landon involved. And he said, we need to make this change. And then next thing I know,
it had to feel good, Landon, for you to come over there and help you with the car. And actually know you have
Landon's my buddy.
No, I love Landon. He's smart. He's very smart.
Sometimes his and I were too bad we were thinking up crazy stuff.
Did you ever try with it?
Oh, we tried.
Okay.
We didn't do the one trick that y'all just tried. That was on the next thing to do. But we had, I swear, it was one night to get the right front shock off the car. I mean, and I wish we'd have left it alone because we did it. And we still just couldn't get off the corner, but the car rolled from like you could let off 2 car lengths before everybody else and roll on top of
That's
everybody.
what I'm playing right now.
So, but you had to take a spring compressor spring to get shock out. We had so much hammer to right front. I mean, it's like, dude, if we go to tech, we're not going to be able to get it out. Well, not we would pass, but we wouldn't be able to get, because there's no roll on the chamber. We wouldn't be able to get the shock off or get it back on the car. And the people are going to be like, y'all just raced that. I mean, they're like, let's try it. Like, we had some things made, moved the shock getting a lot further. And I mean, we were doing, like, yeah, let's do it. And sometimes I wish we could slow down a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Andre Grier wants to know, do you have a Jack Dodson and Scott Allen sticker on your car?
I don't think so.
I
Did they-
don't think so. The only thing I think that we left on the car was we left a large sticker on there. And then we left all the winning stickers on all the.
Winning sticker?
Yeah.
Who won them?
I think it was Landon.
Okay, I know where it didn't win.
Kohler one those.
Okay, I can remember who drove the car beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to get you a sticker because he wouldn't put it on the car, and then he puts this great big sticker on the car, and next thing I know, it's mangled up over there. So we're not gonna do that no more. But
So man, I don't think we've had you on the show before.
No, I haven't. I don't even know. I
I'm
haven't raced in
busy.
a while. I've just been so busy and all. I don't know if y'all were doing it when I
You
was.
started like 10 years ago.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. Okay. I
So
was wrong.
for people that don't know who Matt Dale is, how did you get started in racing?
So
Your brother raced, right? And that's probably kind of what got you.
actually, my dad, me and my dad wanted me to race, and can I go somewhere?
You say whatever you want.
Shithead. When I was little. I was not a good kid, and we were gonna run. He's like, "Nope, not doing it till you change your attitude." And I was probably like 8 years old or so. And then my brother started racing new cars.
Mm.
And then about 2 years later is when we started racing go karts, and I was playing go karts since I was like 10 or so. And
How old are you?
27.
27.
Yep, I'm old.
Yeah. I remember coming here and JT was racing with you guys, and you were racing, and it's funny to see you kids, I say kids, and probably kids anymore, how you guys progress them and become young.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you were flagging, Chris. I don't know if he was flagging when I first started.
Yeah, I was there. I was rookies with your brother. And you first.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
were you flagging?
Yeah, I worked on
Okay, all right. Yeah, I couldn't
I was
remember.
there for
I
all
know
years.
you were there like I know you were
You
there.
can call yourself 4-time for nothing.
I don't know. Something like that.
The car club was 7 times.
So I got that. Okay, hold on. I saw it. I saw it. I think Bob Baker had it because he won Team Concrete like 5 times in a row or something. And I was like, that's sick. And I wanted it. And that's where I started painting helmets. Was like,
Are you still doing that?
Kinda. I work full time, so any time that I have extra, I want to have fun with, and it makes I make good money painting helmets, but I still do it. I just don't take on newer gear as much as I used to.
Yeah. One thing I will say that I always liked that you were a hustler. Like you would hustle helmets or.
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Whatever it took me to, because I got lucky enough. My parents paid for my college, but they said, "You want to race? Pay for it yourself." So everything that I did for when I was about 15 or so, 17 or so up was paying for it myself mostly. My parents still helped me out. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to pay for it myself.
let's go ahead and hold back for a few minutes. Let's go and get Jason Toy on here real quick. I mean, we kind of held him there for a while. So
What's up, Jason? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Wait a minute. I turned my volume down while we were in Charlotte. Go ahead.
How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. Just kind of staying warm tonight. We're trying to stay warm.
I'm telling you. I've been watching some of the stuff. I know you were working on some of the relief efforts out in the western part of North Carolina. I thought that was pretty cool. What all have you been doing with that?
Well, we did a lot with the network at Talladega. Kind of took our qualifying show and kind of turned that into letting everybody express what they're doing. We've done a lot. We teamed up with NASCAR, with the Motor Racing Network, and getting the word out about, with the American Red Cross and all that. But a lot of the individual teams did their own stuff, and we wanted to spotlight that and continue to get the word out about that. And, that's what we're able to do, because that's one of the great things in our spot. We have the power of the microphone, so we're able to utilize that a little bit to try to help out folks that way. And, we had Greg Biffle on the pre-race show from Talladega and talk about all the efforts and spotlight the things that he's doing. Todd Gordon, who's our expert crew chief with us in the broadcast, he is a private pilot. He flew, before he came to Talladega, he flew 7 trips taking supplies to Western North Carolina. So
cool.
We just kind of utilizing the power of the microphone to get the word out, continue to try to get folks out there to help.
So now my big question for you is this. How does a guy from Barboursville, West Virginia, end up with MRN and covering NASCAR?
It goes back to growing up in Tampa, Florida, racing with my dad at East Bay Raceway, and always loved it, loved being around it. And ever since I was a little kid, I can remember we either sponsored or owned, or my dad drove a car, dirt late model down there. And I grew up listening to MRN on the radio and absolutely was enamored with it. And thought about the opportunities to be able to broadcast that stuff. And I on the path I came out of high school, I played, tried to play a little college football at Marshall. So I came up here to West Virginia and played a little ball up here, went to school at Marshall, and didn't think I had time to do the broadcasting side of things. But when I got hurt the last time, I said, you know what, it's time to make that change and do what I really want to do. And went straight from there to the student radio. Well, changed my major and went straight to the student radio station that we have here at Marshall University, and started broadcasting on that and getting my feet wet and learning a lot and doing everything. Great thing about it that we had with there with WMUL, which is the student radio station, we could broadcast all Division I sports, football, basketball, everything. So we got a lot of exposure to it. But I reached out to the folks at MRN and, said, hey, I would love the opportunity to kind of learn a little bit and kind of hang around. And they brought me into, and the only thing I had at that time was football and basketball and stuff like that on tape. So they brought me into Bristol back in the old days when MRN used to broadcast the Cup race at Bristol. And John McMullen, who was the general manager at the time, said he liked my stuff, but he wanted to hear some racing. So he recommended I go find a racetrack, sit in the stands with a tape recorder and record it. Well, I took that to heart, came back here. And just the year before, we had a legendary racetrack here called the Speedway. It used to be West Virginia International for many years and all that. Dick Clark used to own the racetrack. Set dormant. They reopened it. Really got very active with that. So the crew there and the ownership allowed me to come in and work PA, which was great. And actually one of the weathermen that's still on the station, on one of the TV stations here now, he and I did the call. We had a little FM transmitter up there for the backstretch, and we tried to do it as emulated MRN radio call. And so it was enough to get me some tape and sent it in. And David Hyatt had taken over at the Motor Racing Network during that time. And he brought me, we met at, talked on the phone and all that stuff. And he brought me into Martinsville, and they wanted me to audition on a modified race. Well, this was well before internet, and I lived in West Virginia, and I didn't see a whole lot of modified racing. Obviously what you guys see in Langley and elsewhere on the East Coast and down south. So I did everything I could to try to study on modifieds. Now I knew about them because I read about them in the papers, the Grand National scene and all that stuff deal, and tried to go to libraries, looking up stuff up north and everything else. Had some good idea. Got to Martinsville, poured rain. It rained everything out except Cup Happy Hour, and that was the one time I got the audition on Cup Happy Hour, and I said yes, because I knew everybody in the Cup Series. It was an easy call. And so we did that. 3 weeks later, I was working in Bristol in the truck race. So the rest has been history. I'm getting ready to wrap up my 26th year this year.
Okay, that's a pretty big deal. I didn't realize you've been there for 26 years. So
yeah, this is it. This will be 26 coming up. So
you know, the MRN crew, I mean, those y'all guys work real hard together, and you got everything down pat, as you know, how you go from one person to the other and move everything along. I mean, how much time does it take to get used to doing that? And if you get somebody new involved in it, how does that work out?
So when we audition people, you have to have obviously a sound, but it's not as important as how you can fit into the flow of the broadcast.
Right.
Because we are live all the time. I just if I'm in a turn, I just push the talk button. We're live on the air. If I'm on pit road, we slide the mic, we turn the mic. It used to be on the microphone was our switch. Now we have it on our belts, but you're live all the time. So you got to know how to, what we want to see is how you fit into the flow of things. So if we audition somebody, we did some auditions at Pocono earlier this year, wanting to hear how you transition from the guy in 1 to the guy in 2 to you in 3, and how you can carry that back to the front stretch. That pacing, the confidence, those type of things is what we always look for when we're trying to bring in some new people into this, because we want to see how you're going to fit in that flow, because that's what the important part of it is. That's how, when Barney Hall and Mike Joy and Eli and all of them, that's how the network was built. Dick Brooks, that's how the network was built, to capture that excitement that way.
Yeah. No, here at Langley Speedway, we're lucky. We've got some of the best PA, pit road announcers and everything. We've got some good ones here. And, and they flow just like you guys do. And it amazes me how you can just start one thing and just keep right on going and come back and go back and forth. I mean, it's really cool to see. Yeah,
it is. And I love watching when I get a chance to watch the streams of stuff from Langley. I love watching you guys there. Always, and honestly, I'll tell you where I really got focused on Langley and kind of enjoying watching the racing from there was Joe Moore, actually, who used to work with us in Motor Racing Network, and got his work, worked his way through Langley, and he introduced me to you guys in the aspect of watching the races there. And I love watching the Virginia races, particularly with the late models. And I love how I worked the late model race in Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. My first time ever working that late model race, and I've always wanted to do it. I had a ball, and it was great being down in the pits and meeting all the drivers and the crews and everybody else from, all the tracks, South Boston, Langley, everywhere else across the region, to see everybody try to run for that grandfather clock. I admire what you guys get the chance to do every week there.
Yeah, we've got some good people here, and it's really. And Joe Moore was probably the start of it all. I mean, because he was right there when it all got started. So that's pretty cool. Now
he's living the high life in Key West. So
I see he is. He's doing everything. I mean, he's down there fishing and having a good time. So
he's working. Actually, he's back working local radio down there, which is great. He's doing some morning stuff, and he's doing remotes, but he's living the good life right there on the channels down there in Key West. Him and Tiffany loving the life down there.
So Jackson, how do you, if somebody wants to get into your business, how does somebody go about that, or what would you recommend for somebody to do? We got Adam here, and Adam's in the middle here. He does the pit road stuff here, and if there was something he wanted to pursue, how would he go about that?
And the big thing, and keep doing what you're doing there, but also try to get recording copies of everything that you do there too. Put together, they call it TV, they call it a sizzle reel. We just call it an air check. Get it together. You reach out to some of the people, at the Motor Racing Network, or wherever whether the network you want to work with or have an opportunity with, and try to get it in front of them. Be relentless in the fact of not that you're going to be annoying with them and calling them every 2 days or whatever, but let them know who you are. Get that in front of them too. Let them at least hear your reel or your air check to kind of show a little bit of what you can do to get that opportunity to get an audition. And when you get the audition, you make it pay off. You can prepare for it. You can get everything and know what you're going to be talking about, but don't throw everything into that 5-minute audition. You know what I'm saying? And I say that in the aspect of you're going to do notes on what you need to there, but don't try to put, 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. You know how that is. Don't overdo it. Remember the folks that you're listening, or the people are listening to you, on how they're able to take all of that in. Jim Phillips, who was our longtime pit road man. Our lead pit man for Motor Racing Network. He was my mentor. He taught me, him and Winston Kelly, Robert and Earlene sitting up in the stands don't need to know about, hey, we took a tenth of the wedge out of the right rear on this, and we did all this. Hey, the car was loose. They made an adjustment on it. They may not understand what you're saying there. You want to put it in the terms that folks will be able to understand what you're talking about.
So radio for dummies.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Well, it's been a great talking to you and getting you on here because I've been watching or listening to MRN.
Jack.
I know I haven't watched him, but I'm saying I've been listening to MRN for a long time, and I really
see what I'm
love
working with, Jason. It's
Say
tough.
again?
You said you see what I'm working with. It's tough.
You guys look like you have a good time with it, though. When's the season at Langley end?
Last weekend was the circle track stuff.
Point season is done.
Yeah,
We
point season.
raced till Halloween.
Okay. I know our local track here in Ona, they're finishing up. They're doing a 2-day show this weekend. So they're doing a Friday and Saturday to close out the season. So plus it's Bridge Day here in West Virginia too. So everybody's going crazy.
Bridge Day? What's Bridge Day?
So if you're riding, you've heard of the New River Gorge, I'm sure. It's a national park now in West Virginia. It's up near Beckley, up off of 77, where you have 77, 64, the turnpike. You can turn off there on 19, and you can go across the largest suspension bridge in the country, or in the eastern part of the country. It is New River Gorge, and it's 800. What was it, Nancy? 800 something feet. I think it's 860 feet high. One time a year, they give a license to where you can come and jump off the bridge. So you got people parachuting, you got people zip lining down it. I mean, you got idiots from all across the world that will come here just to jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
And it's a big festival.
That won't be there, and that's me.
Hey, you might go watch it, which I would recommend, but I'm never going to be the one that's they have a catapult. They actually have a catapult on the side of the bridge that will shoot you out about 80 feet.
Hell no. You would do it?
Oh yeah.
So my dad always told me when I was a kid, he said, there's two things that fall out of the sky. And we're not on terrestrial radio here, are we? Right? We're just streaming. Okay. He said, bird shit and idiots are the only thing to fall out of the sky, and he's neither one of them. So
That was a good one. I haven't heard that.
I've never heard that either. Well, Jason, we appreciate your time. Thank you for spending some time with us. And we'd like to have you back on again, and we'll talk some more.
that sounds great. We'll get ready. The PRN's got the call this week at Las Vegas. We'll take it over. I'm heading down to Homestead down there, which will be a fun weekend. It's honestly, Homestead is one of our busiest times for a single day of racing. We hope the weather doesn't play a factor, because listen to this for Saturday at Homestead. Saturday morning, 9:00 qualifying. We roll from qualifying show into a truck race. 30 minutes after that, we roll into an Xfinity race. So we've got 3 events that we're going to be doing once we hit the air from 9 until probably about 6:00 in the evening. It is going to be one of our busiest days. And Lord, we hope the weather doesn't make us delay things and do things on Sunday, because Sunday is the easy part when we do the cup race. So we'll have that. And then, of course, Martinsville coming up, which is going to be awesome. And then we'll head on out to Phoenix and try to crown some champions.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll be at Martinsville. I'm gonna try to see if I can look you up and meet you while we're down that way.
What? I will not be at Martinsville. I've got what have I got going on that weekend? Football or basketball starting to roll in. So I've got football or basketball on Martinsville. Actually, Homestead is going to be my last race of the year this year. I had to bow out of Phoenix because I took a new position, and I'm not leaving NASCAR. Believe me, I'm just kind of scaling back. I'm going to take over the play-by-play for Ohio University men's basketball. So I'm going to be traveling with the Bobcats this year. So we get ready for our first game there, November the 4th. Matter of fact, in Virginia, we're playing at James Madison.
Oh, okay.
Up the street.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, we appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah. I mean, it was always neat, and you could probably attest to this, is how when one person stops talking, how you guys kind of just flow together.
We've talked about that with him before, him and Brian, and they flow really well together.
Yeah.
Buck, when he's here, he does a great job with that. I mean, it's I mean, I've listened to Adam be down there. He'll be calling the first lap of the race and gets about halfway, and then Brian picks it up. It's like they don't even miss. They just keep right on going. And I'm sitting up here going, how do they do this?
Yeah, I'd be too busy watching the race.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm getting caught. I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be talking about this.
Or say something like, "Why'd you do this?" or something. Yeah.
Look at that dumbass.
Yeah.
Like when Scott was driving, he said that a lot.
Oh man.
Driving the car that you're driving.
I heard you. I'm just not paying any attention to you.
Well, I say,
You want me to get
should-
a sticker on the back of the car that says Scott's old car?
Scott's
not driving.
oh, I'll get one made up. I can have it next season when you get ready.
Only one run race. It's probably a fluke.
Hey,
I said mine was a fluke.
4 times, 5 times in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fluke by then, yeah.
Statistics.
Whole season was a fluke.
but see Scott drive. I will put that on the back of the car. That this is not Scott Allen.
Don't be scared.
Oh, man.
Of course, they know that now because it won. So they. So who all helps you with your car? I mean, who all?
I do most of it. But as far as like turning wrenches or doing stuff, I do most of it at the house. Landon will come over here and there. And then Jody, Robert Pellet is the car owner. And then, at the racetrack, it's normally Andrew, Shane, my dad, Jody, and then Landon. And then Haley will show up every now and then.
Does she do anything?
Look pretty.
That was a good.
She don't get dirty.
But does she like racing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she loves it. Yeah,
Okay.
oh, yeah.
She packed the cooler.
Yeah,
That's
that's
important.
Dad's
That's
job.
important.
That's Dad's job right now.
Mm.
Well, that's cool. I mean, she likes racing. That's half the battle when
Oh yeah, yeah. That's not the problem. Racing ain't the problem.
You still got the Legends car?
I do, as of right now. It might be going somewhere else. I don't know if they want me to say something about where it's going, but probably done with that for right this second.
Mm.
So
You've been on a Legend for a while.
it's been at least 3 years.
Last race
Oh,
I
has it?
ran was when you break the wing champ.
Was it? Yeah, and here, yeah, I think so. Yeah, when I knocked the wall down, I won.
Because you and me won the race
The week before started. I think
Started
it was
dead last.
started in the back.
In the back was like 20th.
Yeah, not.
It's sad to see how this. I
It
mean,
is. It's wild, and I don't really know what's the problem, but it's crazy. Because I love that racing.
Yeah.
Like when
Man.
we first started, it was so fun.
right? I mean, it was intense, right?
Yes, it was. Like you're on your toes.
Especially
You're
the first
flying.
couple of laps when you're 30
Yeah.
car deep, 30
Yeah,
carts, right?
I think
I
we
mean-
had 34 one time start.
34.
Yeah, I remember the chief was talking about we're going to start cutting them off at 30 because we were getting so many carts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We're talking about heat racing and
right.
that's like the qualifying shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like when I mean, hell, if you qualified 10th or 15th,
You're all right.
yeah.
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 But that was intense. This first couple laps, it was hairy.
Yeah, it sucks to kind of see that they've kind of dwindled off because I had so much fun.
Because that race you and me ran from the back to the front, that's the most fun we ever had.
Oh yeah,
We passed
yeah.
everybody on the outside. Like,
that's like back when I first started. You put me and Jackson together, and that was like it. Like
Mhm.
I'd finish
Well, they
second to
always
him.
had good carts, right?
Yeah, I'd finish second to him, push him 90% of the time.
So
How many times did Scott get in your way? I mean,
I didn't race a whole lot. He was kind of moving out a little bit when I was racing.
I think I was starting to push more to my legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that happened.
I don't think we ever really raced together. I mean, we raced together in that class,
I think
but
when I hit the wall in the week when me and him.
no,
won.
Scott didn't race with two, so it's really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we raced. I think the first year, I think you were still racing because your dad would kind of help me a little bit with some stuff. I believe.
And I didn't when you were in Jonathan's cart.
Because I was in the Rage, the blue and white Rage. I think that might have been. Yep.
Yeah, and then we were just kind of. Well, I was driving Mark's cart,
because we were doing
Yeah.
racing.
doing it well.
Yeah.
And then when I bought my own cart, that's when we started.
I think that's
I
what
bought a new
that was the
Rage.
year we went to Southern National too. I think.
Yeah, we ran.
Sobo and Sobo National. So
Yeah,
that was great.
So, but yeah.
So
yeah,
Not for Robert.
yeah. You remember, right? He went to get out of the cart and he felt, is the race going to restart? Tell it, yeah. He got, and what it was, a Jesse he got in the wreck
Yeah,
with?
so I was pushing Vaughn
On the first
Vaughn
lap.
was in front. I was in the middle, and Jesse Call was behind, and they wrecked. Come on, and I'm looking through Vaughn's cart, so I see it. Vaughn goes high. I went low. I hit one cart, but I hit him square in the back bumper, so it
Mhm.
just kind of pushed
Yeah.
him along, and he kept on going. It was the least amount of damage. Jesse Call just never lifted. Team Pelic.
They come off after the race.
I'll never forget that race afterwards because I went to drain. Those were around flatheads, and you had to drain fuel out of them. And normally, how you drain methanol out of it is you suck a little bit on a hose and put it into the can quick. I wasn't quick that night, and I got a mouthful of methanol.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it
Well,
was
I
bad.
think that's too has changed the race. I mean, it's obviously changed the carts and how I rode in Jesse's cart with that motor. It is completely different. It's not the same.
No, it's something. Yeah, it's not
It's tandem drafting now. You can't build packs.
like I
Cor-
think
correct.
flatheads we could get to about 4.
I got a picture of us with
Well,
7.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well,
you could do
consistently.
Consistently.
right. You really 3 was kind of the magic
If
number.
you had 4 good drivers, you could keep them together, but you've got to have.
And it was easier.
Yeah, normally the last guy is the one that's got to be the best, really.
To hang on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's basically got to follow the front guy and then just let the 2 in the middle just kind of do what they want to
That's crazy being in the middle of that thing, that car,
do. Yep.
and you just don't even do nothing, and just let it do what it's going to
Yeah.
do. I had a lot of fun. I still have my cart. Like,
I still got a motor.
mm,
I'm sure I could find one.
mm. I mean, those are a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah. They're cheap too.
Yeah, it's not that expensive to run. Well,
Yeah.
now, especially now, you're gonna buy a flathead.
Well, I mean, we refresh the flathead every like halfway through the year, and that was really it. I think a
I ran them
refresh
all
was
year.
400 back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Paying
crazy.
maybe $450 to refresh.
Yeah.
But we just started the season with three motors fresh. We don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
For the
yeah, it's
time.
not really.
Yeah.
Even when that motor's time to come off, it just goes on the reserve shelf.
Yeah.
The back, yeah.
He's over here DJing.
I was over
You see what I'm working with, right?
So I mean, even after the engine change, we still maintained. Even after the accident, we still had 20 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, I mean, I think every class kind of goes through ebbs and flows.
Well, it's
you know?
like legend cars. Like one time when it was like 5
Yeah.
cars, and then next to like look at it now, and
Pro
they got
Sixes, we
like
had 4 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11. Granted, they jumped like 4 of them, but
Yeah, yeah.
that
Well,
was
even
like
trucks just
Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago, there weren't.
5
They-
years
they-
ago, they were talking about getting rid of the truck class.
Yeah.
yeah,
And now it's one of the best classes here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The truck races, man, those I like watching those.
Well, just be grateful. Just be grateful you didn't have Scott racing when you were out there.
We're going to stop for next year.
Do I?
I don't know.
Got the coach next year.
I don't know. You have to. There's 2 spotters I trust. One of them's Davey. The other one is Landon. Those are the only 2
Davey.
that Mark.
Oh yeah. Well, see, he spotted for me.
Yep. I
And the
think.
results were completely different.
I think I won a
We've seen
couple
that.
races with Davey.
I think it was one time, man. I watched the video, right, and he called me clear, and I watched the video. I'm like, damn, bet you didn't leave. There was, I mean, it was like paper
Oh yeah,
thin and
that's
color.
what. Yeah, that's what.
He's
I
like,
would
did you
tell
want
him.
me to clear? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
clear me, but I didn't realize it was that close, you know, because I
That's
didn't
what-
look in the mirrors. I didn't fucking, he said clear, I turned.
Because when we brought a legend car, we weren't running for points. I'm like, we're here to win. I mean, if
Right.
we finish second, I'm still losing. So
Yeah. Atlanta is a good spotter too.
Oh, yeah.
He'll either talk as much as you want or
He-
not, whatever you want.
it's funny because Landon would spot for me in a legend car, and anytime we were running second, we'd always go to the outside because, like I said, we're
You
running
trusted
for
him.
point. Well, not even that, but we're running for points. He's like, yeah, we got to win. That's the only way you're going to win. Is get on the outside and try to go.
I'm going to remember that next year.
But-
That's
That means you just gotta go for
if whoever in front of me doesn't take it, I'm taking
it.
it
Right, yeah.
almost every time.
Well, you know what I've realized that in the karts, the kart series really went down after the best kart driver out there, Danny Millard. after he got out,
Well, speaking of, do we have a driver of the week this week?
Yeah, do I get a plaque for mine?
You know,
I got to get him one because he won the last one.
Okay.
But I didn't do a driver of the week because we were gone this weekend and I never did it. So
Greg Edwards, honorary driver of the week.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be.
But that's how the whole driver of the week started. Was when Aaron let Danny buy.
Now that was pure talent. He went by with pure talent.
So we were talking about it. He's like, Danny went. He was so good. He went by him like almost like Aaron let him go by, and you know he's our driver of the week, and that's how the whole driver of the week started. Then it was next week, who's driver of the week this week, and then it just kind of took on its own deal.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it blew up.
Wow.
I mean, we've had to make changes of who can get them and who can't. You know, they were one person who can't get it. Scott.
Even
It's
though
funny.
you did it once.
He got it once, and after that we
Twice.
stopped.
by default.
No.
It's funny you mentioned Danny Millard because I think I got in trouble one time because it was me and somebody else drafting. I don't know who it was. And they went to pass the lap cart and it was like 2 to go. And I picked up Danny and pushed him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean,
Hi, Jeffrey.
I mean, you gotta be somewhat smart. You can't-
Right. They were mad about that.
Oh
shit, too.
yeah. What do you? I mean, what's the rules say?
Right. There's no rules for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because whoever you were drafted with, they fell off, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
like
they
it-
weren't my teammate. I didn't own nothing.
Right,
So,
right. But that's the difference between this new motor. You can't really shake somebody off the back. Where
No,
before,
yeah.
if they got a half a car length or something, they,
Yeah.
unless you backed up to them, they were done.
Yeah. That is one difference about the other motors.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Bill. And congratulations, Bill Weekly with Mason that won his first Legend this weekend. It was pretty cool. I don't think anybody was.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't get to watch the race. I
No.
saw that he won.
He won. He just
Really?
took the pole, led the whole race.
It's hard to do, wasn't
Yeah. I mean, especially when you got
You
did
got-
Jackson run this weekend?
No.
No, he's off.
it? Well, even then, you still got 4 other cars that can win.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Jackson hasn't been as dominant this past year that he has been.
He
I
went to
mean,
Dominion, did he?
He wasn't here.
Dominion's done, maybe. I don't think
They
Dominion
had
ran.
race last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Cody's
Cody's race. You
been.
got it in your notes.
Yeah, Dominion raced. I mean,
And there's talk he's moving up next year. Tommy,
oh really?
I talked to somebody down here. Yeah.
Well, that'll be cool.
So
Well, there's been talk of that last year. I don't know whatever happened there, but
I think it's almost a done deal.
Hmm.
So
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and please like and share our show. Say hello to Adam because I don't know if he'll be back next week.
Who's still on that?
No, we're gonna have Adam back. Adam's cool.
I got keys. I'll get you.
I don't have a key to this.
But,
one. I'm not gonna get it.
We want to congratulate Matt Dale on the win in the Pro 6
Yep,
in a car that,
Winless for so long.
yeah, poor car, you know,
What a good car. What a good car.
On the outside.
you know,
It's the only way I was gonna beat Travis. I was like,
him and the 4 car, they were kind of fighting for a lot of races during the time.
4 car.
Damn.
You know who the 4 car is?
She left with half a car last week.
Yeah.
yeah, that car.
Yeah, that's a nice car too.
Was.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I don't know what happened to Ronnie Thomas. I sent him the link and everything, and have talked to him 3 times a day. But anyway, Robert Dale said, "Get Matt a sponsor for that car." I just offered him a sticker, and I may even give him some money.
I'll tell you what, give me $1 off it.
Hell, I'll give you 50. I'll be more than glad to give you $50 to do it.
Just wait till that video drops.
That'd be something else. Stay tuned, everybody. It's just, you're gonna love it.
Glad I'm not involved in that.
Hey, Adam.
It's been a pleasure being
Yeah, Adam went through this spell where he didn't say a whole lot. All of a sudden, he's
It's getting a little battle.
Y'all created a monster.
And we gotta keep throwing out that post some videos about our sponsorship from Miles of Seamless Gutter, giving away $5,000, and we're gonna have a custom fire suit made also.
And you're gonna get it.
Yes, because
I got mine.
we're stroking the check on that. And you're gonna get some chairs from
Factory Canopies.
Factory Canopies, 4 chairs for your team for the trailer. So yeah.
All you gotta do is send in a video to us and post it on your
Yeah,
site,
post it on
your
social
Facebook
media.
page, whatever
Tag
you got,
everybody in it.
and tag all of us in it. And
$5,000.
Specifically, Miles.
You'll get a check tonight at a banquet.
Have you sent this video in yet?
And thanks to Miles of Seamless Gutter for putting up the money to do that. It's a pretty cool program. And he can contest that it is a random thing. Me and Jack do not pick it.
No.
We thought it was going to be easy, and we would just pick somebody. But then, like, everybody submits videos, or all our friends, and it's kind of hard to pick.
Just do a random thing.
I honestly wasn't even gonna enter, but you put up a post like before it closed, and I walked in the inspection bay of my work and just did a quick little 1-minute video.
And it worked.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Miles, the employees are the ones who do the picking, so they're the ones picking.
Good luck.
So everybody put in a video. If you're running full time next year
At
at Langley Speedway, put in a video. You have a chance to get the $5,000 of driving suit and some chairs from Factory Canopy. So that's really cool. So
Maybe we can
it's our
talk
way of
on this
helping give
airlock.
back to the sport somehow and be a part of it. And it really worked good this year with Chris and Riley, both of them.
Yeah, he won 4 races
Yeah, and a championship.
and a championship.
So
I
we're
didn't
good
blow
with
up any motors.
That's where
That's
the
what
$5,000 would have went.
Yeah,
It could be any of you.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see you next week.